All right, I wanted to bring you before the sun goes down to this neighborhood nearby that I like. I mean, it's just a nice backdrop as I tell you about how I was thinking about the current generation of kids. You know, it seems like we let them down by not having a better place for them to be raised in, but I think they're doing okay. I think modern generation is adapting really well, same way we did with our generation when we were younger. You know, you learn from your parents, you do things differently than them. It's not always the best, but it's not always the worst. In some ways, they're recovering a lot of the mistakes we made to society. You just listen to the kids, and I think because they've been so out of touch with the way we set up society, because they've been, in their phones and in their own little bubble of a new way of life, a new style of society, that's all they really know. They don't know the old traditional ways that we always did them. And in some ways, we were the ones that were brainwashed. And so those brainwashings that we had just skipped their entire generation because they're like, what? That sounds ridiculous. I'm not listening to that. So give them a chance. Younger generation is the future of the world. We can't just abandon them, but we can't just force them into the box that we were raised in either, because they have a lot of wisdom. The wisdom of the youth is, I'd say, beyond what past generations have ever had. So give them a chance to, think a little differently. Give us a new perspective. We don't have to take everything they say and make the world their way. Obviously, that wouldn't work. Some of their stuff is crazy. I got two grown boys, Gen Z, and they're great kids. They have some amazing insight, and they're really wise. I'm blown away by some of the stuff that they already know that I'm just learning now. So I just want to shout out to all the kids that make up this new generation, and I'm proud of you for everything you're becoming. It's not easy in this world, and sometimes it's too easy. It'd be too easy to follow the wrong leaders too, and a lot of them are like, you know what, no, on the internet it says this, it says that, it says this versus that. Makes everybody divided, and they're like, well, I don't have to listen to this, it doesn't even make sense to me. But just because you guys grew up in this divided world doesn't mean we need to stay that way. Beautiful neighborhood. Anyway, I feel like with adults validating the wisdom of the kids that is from a new angle, they won't, it'll help them be less rebellious, and instead we can unify with them too. It's not just unifying the right and left and women and men and up and down, all the divisive dualities in this current modern landscape. I just feel like it's fading. And from the elderly to the children, the wisdom of the children that they received from past generations is worth considering, processing. They've been, processing their own ideas, coming up with their own stuff. And we can guide them in some ways, but we definitely shouldn't cut out the possibility of their wisdom and what they have to offer. So anyway, for those that value hearing this or can understand what I'm saying, that's just some insight that I feel like I'm noticing, is that my kids and their friends, they're not a bunch of dummies, and they're not all just reckless kids. They actually have some depth. So give them that chance, or they'll just shut that side down and become just a kid being reckless. And some of them are and that's fine too. Anyway, I look forward to seeing what they can become, because, you know, we've been doing things our crusty old ways. In some ways it's been working, but let's help them help us solve some of the problems we couldn't. Hey, I love this field right here. Somebody's property. Big, beautiful. You can see I'm crying because the cold wind in my eyes. I mean, because I'm super emotional right now, and I'm being really vulnerable with you guys. Wow, that sunset. Can't see it from very well. Anyway, it's just a bit of insight I thought I'd share. Something I was feeling. Do I want to go this way? No, that's okay. What's nice about being a new YouTuber, because I don't have a whole bunch of subscribers, I don't have to worry too much on how these videos land. I'm just going to keep putting them out there because it's something I enjoy doing. What's up, kids? I don't know if they like being called kids, though. What's up, solid young leaders of the future? Oh, I'm gonna put this guy. Keeping my nose running for sure this cold weather. I say cold. It's just barely starting to get cool in Arizona. I love it. It's perfect. This way. Noisy. I look forward to hearing from some of my viewers at some point when I start getting them. I say when, because if you're consistent and have content, which I will, over time have stuff that people are attracted to. So those, I look forward to having viewers that have something to chime in, because I want to hear your perspectives. I want to hear, you know, what you think of the stuff I put out there, or what you'd like to see in some of my videos. Maybe places in Arizona to go visit. Eventually, when I can afford to do further traveling, that's going to be a part of some of my channels. But for now, I'll keep the witnessing to Arizona, or wherever I happen to be at the time if I do go traveling. So I look forward to making this a real community, not just making my own, but there's a lot of people out there that share a lot of the same content that I'm looking forward to putting out through relationship healing, through fun technologies, and what's the third one? Not sure if I'm ready to make permanent the concept of the third one. So for now, I like tech and I like relationship stuff, both romantic relationships, whatever, and friendships, family, connections, communication. Because communication's key, and it's something I've been really prioritizing. And so I just like to be of assistance or to listen to other people's experiences, because it's not just me that has their own learning lessons and experiences that help them know better how to manage humanity, because that's what we're all trying to do, and why not work together, you know? So if we got the old and the young sharing their perspectives, men and women sharing their perspectives, and cultures, races, everyone's sharing their own unique perspectives, we'll get a real solid view of the overall of this beautiful world. After all, I think that's what the whole reason we're here, to live in the world and experience it from every perspective, every angle. So I don't want people to think the way I think. I don't want them to do what I do. I want to see what they are, what they come up with, who they become. And haven't met a person yet I don't love in some intrinsic, deep down way. Yes, many are very, very far from where I am energetically and misaligned with the path I'm on. And some may call it lost. So my heart goes out to them for whatever put them in that position, but innately, humans are born with potential, except for the outliers that may be born with something wrong physically that they can't just fix. And that's just, I mean, it is what it is, but we can give everybody the chance until they take their chance away by doing something real stupid that doesn't fit in with our society and the way things work properly. We don't make excuses for them, but we can hold space in them, in our hearts, for the idea of the general person being innately good, because that's all I see. If you see otherwise, you're welcome to challenge me. But I don't like to necessarily debate. I like to inform my perspective and hear others. Both are valid. So anything in the comments or comments of future videos when people are actually watching these videos that aren't just friends and family. It's a fun journey, this world. I've had so many unique experiences that have caused me to go through such a mental, emotional, spiritual, psychological shift that I just want to share that with everybody and hear what their experiences are like. You know? Love you guys. I think the sun's going down enough, and I think my message for today was just that. So thanks for listening, for what it's worth, to whoever's listening and whoever has value in that content. Love you. I look forward to hearing your perspective. Aerodynamic mode. Take care of the people in your life and take care of your own perspective, because you could easily get lost in the drama and fear that the world's trying to get us into, but we don't have to join in. That's part of the old poppycock that the kids are getting over. Let's just chill out.